Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the channel, Eliseo TV 1. Today we are talking about something very important. What to do if your residence is not registered by your Comune or the city where you live. If the Ufficio Anagrafe, the registry office, does not register your residence in that Comune where you live, what should you do? Many migrants don't even realize that their residence is missing from the system until they face serious problems. So let's break it all down. The consequences, the reasons, and the full step-by-step guide to fix it. Before we go further, I want to highlight that it is a law in Italy that whenever you change your location, your city, maybe you go from Milan to Roma, you have to register your presence in Roma with the registry office. It is the law because the government, Italian government, has to know where every citizen lives. Okay, that is why in Italy, your residence is very important. It is your local government, which is your Comune or the office of the Anagrafe, that has the responsibility of registering people that live in that community. I want to highlight 6 consequences you may face, 6 problems you may face if your residence is not in the community where you live. 1, you won't appear in the national registry, Anagrafe Nazionale. In this country, Italy, there is a national registry which is online. Okay, there is the physical one, which is your community or your commune. Once your registration is done at the commune uploads it into the national registry, such that when you apply for your certificate of the Residenza residence certificate online, you will be able to download it. But if your residence is not counting in the community where you live, it means that your name won't appear in the national Anagrafe. Number 2, difficulty renewing or converting your permesso di soggiorno, your residence permit. The questura often checks your registered address before renewal. Number 3, no access to health services. Without an official residence, you can't register properly with the Azienda Sanitaria Locale, that is the local health office of your community, of your city. Okay, you can't register with them to get your tessera sanitaria, which is your health card. For you to get your tessera sanitaria, which is your health card, they need your residence. Number 4, no right to municipality assistance. You cannot apply for any bonus because your residence is not counting in the community. Another problem you have is that you cannot apply for your citizenship because for you to apply your citizenship, one of the reasons is that you must have stayed continuously for 10 years in Italy. So what happens is that you will get a record from the communities where you have lived. So if for a period of time your residence did not count, it means you will have gaps in between, thereby reducing your stay in Italy. It will reduce it to less than 10 years. Okay, that is why you must make sure that from the time you change from old community to new community, you go to the Comune to register your presence in that new community before your old community will deactivate your residence. Another problem you will face is problems with ends or work contracts. Many employers and institutions verify your residence for tax purposes or welfare purposes. You may ask, why would one's residence be omitted? 1, some property owners avoid giving consent because of taxes or legal issues. So you must make sure that your landlord signs and gives you your house contract or hospitalita. The second reason is incomplete documents during registration. If you didn't provide all required papers, like your valid permesso di soggiorno, your ID or rent contract, the Comune may have to reject it silently without notifying you. Number 3 reason, the local police vigilante must verify you actually live at that address. If they didn't find you at home, your request will be cancelled. Number 4 reason, maybe if you changed your address, you moved to another home within the same community, but you didn't inform the Anagrafe, your registration remains at the old address and becomes invalid. Number 5, clerical or system error may cause it. Number 6, you live in a shared or informal accommodation. If the house isn't officially registered or if the house is overcrowded, the Comune may refuse to record new residents. Have you or someone you know faced any of these situations? Drop your story in the comment. So what should you do if you discover your residence is not registered from the time you entered in the community? You don't have to panic. Here is exactly what to do. One, go to the Ufficio Anagrafe of your Comune in person with your ID, your carta d'identità, your permesso di soggiorno, residence permit, and your house rent contract or hospitalità. Ask if your residence appears in the Anagrafe Nazionale. You have to confirm and be sure that your residence is reading in that community. If you find out that your residence has not been registered at all, and maybe you've not been living in that community, they may give you a new form to fill from that time. So it's not as if they are going to backdate it. If maybe, for instance, you've been living in a community since 2020, and now in 2025 you discover that your residence has not been written in that community, and now what they do is that they will give you a new form to fill, which is Dichiarazione di Residenza. Now, when you fill it, it's not as if they are going to backdate your residence to that 2020. No, it will start reading today. But if you are sure you've been in that community, you go to work from that community, you can fight for them to backdate your residence. Because if not, it will be difficult for you to apply for citizenship. Because within that time in which you have gap, it won't count that you are living in Italy. So I'm going to tell you how you can fight for them to backdate it. That is the essence of this video. So for them to backdate it, you have to do the following. Go to the Anagrafe with your house contract. That is an evidence. Then your work contract. Because your work contract will state the house where you live, that community. Okay? It will be written on your work contract. Your booster paga, which is your payslip. Your address is written on that payslip. Then your work contract renewals, because if you don't have a permanent work contract, tempo indeterminato, it means they must have been renewing your contract. You need to take them along with you. Okay? You take your codice fiscale. These are the things you take. Your light bill. They will have to see how you've been paying your light bill monthly. It's an evidence. Once you gather all the evidence that shows that you have been living in that community, gather them, take it to the Anagrafe, you show it to them. Also, make sure that the landlord signs or provides property documents, your receipts. Okay, you'll be paying your house rent, you have your receipts. You have to take it along with you. Some people, because they go to work, the vigilante of the community might have come to check, to verify the house, and the person, maybe you are not around. Under the law, they are supposed to leave a written note for you at your doorstep, or they are supposed to call you on phone to tell you to come. But most times they don't do that. They just go ahead to deactivate your residence. So by law, after 45 days, if the Comune does not reject your application, your residence is automatically valid. So even if the vigilante did not see you, they have to communicate to you. But if they didn't communicate to you and they deactivate your residence, with the evidences you have, with the documents you have, they can use it to backdate your residence from the time you started living in that community. What if your community refuses to register you even when all the documents are correct? What will you do? Now you have to write a written complaint, which is called reclamo, or a certified mail. You have to have, that's why you need PEC. I've been talking about this PEC mail in almost most of my videos. You need it. Okay? You have to write them a mail using this PEC, so that you tell them that you are going to, if they don't rectify your residence, because you have provided all the documents, you are going to sue them. Okay? My close friend, exactly what I'm telling you was what I told him to do. And after he wrote the PEC mail to the community, within 30 days, the community responded back, because they now told him in that PEC mail they sent back to him that his residence is still reading in the old community where he left, where he came from. Okay? So because that is what you have to do. Okay? Otherwise, if maybe when they contacted the old community and they found out that the old community deactivated his residence from that year he left that community, the new community where he lives would have backdated it. Okay? Would have backdated it for him. So this is what you have to do. Even for you to do ricongiungimento familiare, for you to bring your family members here, you need your residence. Okay? So if you don't have it, you cannot bring any of your people down here in Italy. You need it also for your citizenship. So don't wait until a problem happens. Go and verify your residence today. If this video helps you, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more guides about life, work, and your rights in Italy. See you in my next video. Arrivederci.